it makes me happy to see Marianne Williamson crash and burn as well, because
Ah,
my man, like we knew that she was going to run and she was just going to take a bunch of money from gullible people. She pulled at 2% or like pulled like 11,000 votes total, and she pulled $4 million from those people. Now, I'm going to
shit.
ask those people honestly, for the people that were on Marianne Williamson's side and that really wanted her to be president, does that feel like a good investment of your money and time?
It
$4
paid
million
for it
dollars?
paid for a book tour.
Right,
It's just
exactly, exactly. And now, and I'm going to implore those people with my last statement here. If you really do care about the things that Marianne pretended to care about, or maybe she really does, but I mean, she was never going to win anyway. She knew, I sent you that picture. She knew a year ago that the primaries were rigged for Biden because she said it in the Hill,
yeah.
reported on it. So she knew she was running a suicide campaign, and she still took that $4 million. Now I'm going to ask those people that donated all that time and money to Marianne, if you really care about that stuff, maybe find a third party candidate or an independent candidate. Ideally, not Cornel West, but maybe there's someone else that you like that stands for those similar things. And if you really care about those things, maybe try to build Jill Stein up, something like that, if that's what you really care about. But methinks those people aren't actually going to go out and give their time and money to the Green Party, because it was never about what Marianne Williamson pretended that she cared about. It was all about, got to pump up the Democrats, give them as much money as possible. And she took $4 million to get 11,000 votes. That is $363 per vote.
Uh,
Does that feel like a good investment of your time and money? Maybe next time we run through this, the people that really insisted that we need to get behind Marianne, like the Breaking Points crew, maybe they will think twice about investing $363 per vote in a suicide campaign, and maybe think of something that we can do either outside the duopoly, or personally, now I'm outside electoralism entirely. I don't. I don't put much faith in any of these jokers after the Cornel West circus this year, and after Marianne and Bernie. I don't put much
we
faith in
try to
those
tell
people.
people, man. We try to tell people.
Yeah,
And
we tried.
what does it say about the people who allowed Marianne Williamson to go on her platform and lie to them about their faces, about her chances of winning?
Yeah,
What
it
does it say
tells you
about
that they actually pulled off a very successful grift. I
it?
mean,
Yeah.
she got $4 million to do nothing. I mean, I
Yep.
I thought I made a video a year ago predicting exactly how her campaign would go. I made it like it's like a 30-minute video, and I'm like, she's gonna get even if she does well, it's gonna be rigged against her, or whatever, and then she's gonna steal all this money, and it's just from people that are overly well-meaning that were tricked by the Breaking Points crew. So I mean, we need to wake the fuck up to understand that that is a grift. The Cenk Uygur thing that he's doing right now, that's also a grift. He's got a book that just came out too.
You
Marianne's got a book that just came out. I'm surprised Ryan Grimm didn't also run for president, because he had a book on the squad just come out. It would have been great for his book tour
I
too. That would have
remember
been fun.
when we explained how Marianne Williamson has a book coming out. I remember the bootlicking dumb Marianne Williamson supporters was like, "Well, she didn't run because she had a book coming out. This book was always planned to come out." And she knew she had a book scheduled to come out around this time. Do
Yeah.
you guys know that Chris Christie has a book? He has a book coming out. He has a book called "What Would Reagan Do?" What will Ronald Reagan do? So Chris Christie runs in a Republican primary where he knows he stands no fucking chance, criticizing Trump in the most shit-lived, Trump derangement syndrome broken way, knowing that he has no chance of winning the election that way. And he would do these interviews like, well, I think I got a chance. I think there's a chance that there's an anti-Trump wing, knowing that's bullshit. Taking donation money, running this election, knowing that you're doing it just so you can sell a book called "What Will Reagan Do?" That is an anti-Trump book. So now, after he ran this his campaign, after going on Morning Joe and all these shows talking about how Trump is so evil, he has an anti-Trump book coming out right when he dropped out. Do you guys think it's a coincidence? How many times do we have to see this bullshit before we just have a no book clause between Marianne Wilson? I don't think it's unreasonable. I said this on Twitter before. I think it's not unreasonable after seeing how books is a way to corrupt people like Cori Bush. Cori Bush got a book deal. You gotta think it's a coincidence that she supported Nazis in Ukraine? She supported Nazis in Ukraine, so they gave her a book deal. That was fucking worse. So I don't think it's unreasonable. This is my last word. I'll pass it to you and we get out of here. It's not unreasonable for us. If you want to be a candidate for office, no books. You're not allowed to write books. Why
Yeah.
you what is the connection between the amount of authors who want to be public servants? I bet if you would did an analysis, over professions. What professions are most likely to get into politics? Obviously, you have lawyers and you have authors. Why do writers want to get in public service so much? Do you guys think that's a coincidence? Not at all. If you're a writer, if you're selling books, I don't trust you. Like you better.
Yeah. And they don't even write those books either. They're not writing those books. You think these people actually write those books? No, they get ghostwriters to write it. And I'm telling you, as a satirist, I'm going to call it right now on your show in front of however many people we're, in front of right now. You're going to see a John Fetterman book pretty soon. I'll bet you'll see a John Fetterman book. Yeah. And can't you just see him writing that book in his, in his Senate office? He's got like a crayon in his hand and he's like, okay, sound it out. Yeah, we're going to be reading the John Fetterman memoirs in like 4 years when he runs for president. And you just know that motherfucker's not writing that book. He's just going to try to make as much money as he can. And AOC might write one too. We'll see.
Bernie Sanders has a book called It's Okay to Be Angry About Capitalism.
Yeah, right. But vote Joe Biden.
He don't like boycotts. This motherfucker get queasy at boycotts, but he says it's okay to be angry at capitalism. Hilarious.